roll call, please.
Hess.
Here.
LeVay.
Here.
Balderas. Here. Marcy.
Here.
Barnes. Cybulski.
Here.
Could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tonight's invocation will be by Reverend Jerry B. Williams and Heart of Heart Ministries.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today. We come to you with open hearts. Father, we come to you asking for unity and asking for blessings upon this city. We're asking you, Lord, to move us forward, not in our ways, but your ways. Lord, we put everything at your feet, and we trust and rely on you. We thank you, Lord, for this day you've given us. We pray for the fire department, the police department, the DPW, city council, and the mayor. We just put every situation, Father, anything that is need to be taken care of at your feet. We give you praise and glory. Amen.
Thank you. We have no presentations, proclamations, communications, or tabled items. Next, we have the approval of minutes, regular meeting minutes dated June 4th, 2014.
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess. Here. Yes. LeVay.
Yes.
Balderas. Yes. Marcy.
Yes.
Cybulski.
Yes.
At this time, it's audience participation. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to come forward, just state your name and address for the record.
Johnny Barnett, 18560 Wood. I've been coming before you now for going on about 4 months. The last 3 months, I've asked you and complained, or 2 months, basically, I've complained about the grass behind me. It is now about 1.5 feet high. And nothing's been done. I'm sure if this property was behind one of you, it would have been handled already. Nothing. Which goes to show me that this council really doesn't give a damn. You don't care.
Well, that's not true, but.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Because if you did, something would have been done about it.
You know, so we have 5 DPW employees, and we didn't have an ordinance officer for about 2 months. And we write, how many grass write-ups do we write up a week?
I've got 300 right now.
Yeah, well,
I don't remember you complaining about this last time. You were complaining about the flag outside of the memorial.
I have brought you pictures of this grass. I have complained about this grass. Okay? I didn't bring a picture tonight because I'm not going to waste any more ink on this situation. All right? I have got a 40-foot by 95-foot piece of property that I own and I owe nobody on. I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it clean. I'm going to keep it manicured. I have sat behind my garage with my rods. And I bet you I've killed maybe about 5, 6 rats coming out of that grass. Once they enter my property, because I can't see them on their property. Now, back when I was in Nam, we had a way to clear a field of fire. If I have to, I'll do that to keep them from coming onto my property.
Well, I hope it's nothing illegal, sir.
I don't do things illegal.
Through the chair, on our block, we kind of made a pact that we help each other when there's vacant homes, and we.
It's not vacant.
It's
It's not
not
vacant.
It's not vacant.
Next to the.
It's not vacant.
Okay.
This gentleman came to the last meeting and
The last meeting I was in the hospital meeting before.
It's a rental property. The tenant doesn't do a good job, so the owner has been contacted. It's a problem property. Last year, there was 4 citations. I guess he assumes putting it on the taxes is better than paying a lawn care company.
Yeah, well, like I said, this is the last time I'm gonna come before the council because nothing seems to be getting done. I've got nothing against the fire department. Whenever I've had heart problems, their emergency units taken care of. The other problem I have is about 3 months ago, I gave the police department a address on the other side of me. Guy's been running drugs. Cars pull up on orange, thumbs down. But now we got summertime, and got kids going over there. Nothing being done.
Sir, are you insinuating that we only do stuff that benefits us?
I ain't insinuating
It seems like
anything.
that's what you're saying.
No, what I'm insinuating is nothing's being done,
Okay, thank you.
okay? Is what I'm insinuating.
Okay.
Now, if you want to take it any way you want to take it,
Well, you said it twice,
We
so
need
I'm
to-
taking it that way.
Okay, this
you
is
take it
not
any way you
order.
want.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to come forward?
I came in front of the board last week. My name is Kevin James A.G. I live at 18633 Melvindale. I called the police department, and when I call them, I don't call them for fun, I call them for a reason. I called on the girl next door who was breaking into the house behind her. I watched her for 2 days, breaking into this house. It didn't belong to her. Now I look at the house, I see a broken window with a board in it, half-ass. I gotta look at it. You come to my home, I asked you to come by before and see what I'm talking about, this lady next door. She works nights, on weekends. She's a night caller. Leaves her 12-year-old daughter at home all weekend, but she's the one who broke into the house. I had it on video. I told the police officer on the phone that I have it on tape. Nobody came to see it. They told the police officer they threw a ball through the window, through the screen and through the glass, and they were trying to get their ball back. They weren't throwing no ball. If anybody's got a ball, you can show me they can go through a screen and the glass and make it inside that house, I'd like to see it. I'll give you $100. I don't have much, but I'll dish it out and suffer it. But I'm tired of people coming on my property, taking stuff. Caught a guy at 2 o'clock in the morning on my porch. The neighbors called. They found him on my front porch hiding. That's trespassing. Not on the sidewalk, not on the grass, not on the steps. That is on my porch. That is trespassing as far as I look at it. At that time in the morning, that punk did belong on my porch. But I can't prosecute him. I can't do nothing about it. But what I gotta do, now I got cameras in the back, now I gotta put cameras in the front.
I don't know, I can't speak to what the police report or what the outcome was of that, and I'm guessing that Chief Hayes probably doesn't have the information with him tonight, but,
I got it on video with her, that girl next door breaking in. That parent knew. That parent should have fixed that window.
when did it happen?
May 9th and 10th. The 10th was when I called the police and told them they're in the house. They came out and they didn't do much but bring the kids down and call their parents, and their parents came back. The window wasn't fixed.
And
That should have been fixed. That should have been them kids doing something. That was my kid. That kid would have been not sitting for a long period of time, and he would have been out there busting fatty till he paid for that window to be fixed.
And is this a vacant house that they're breaking into?
It ain't a vacant house. The people go somewhere for the winter and come back in the summer.
Okay.
They got trees growing up. Now we're gonna have problems. I cut it down last time because I'm fed up with it.
Mhm.
It's gonna be messing up our phone lines again.
And so do they live on Hannah, or do they live on
They
Ryan?
live on, one girl lives on Harmon, right next door to me.
And the house behind you is on Robert or on?
It's the house behind them.
Okay.
It's the side next to me. He's come to my home, I'd show you. The pool's still sitting in the backyard with dirty water in it since last year. They moved it away from the fence, put it in the middle of the yard, and left it. Mosquitoes like there ain't no tomorrow. I got grass up to my 6-foot fence climbing over now because she won't clean it. I like living in my backyard. If you came to my home and seen how nice I try to keep it up, I'm crippled. I'm screwed up, but I'm still trying to keep my place looking nice. I own it. I want to make it look nice. This is my neighborhood. I've been here for almost 30 years. And I'd be damned if I'm gonna let some slop people move in and take over this place. There ain't no way.
Mr. Browning, would you mind following up with him to write up that house and get somebody out to clean it up?
Sure.
Thank you.
I got witnesses. I got people who've seen the video already.
No, as far as like the yard
The
cleanup,
yard,
we'll get somebody,
she's lazy.
we'll get somebody right on that, and then, Chief
She's
Hayes will
moving out
follow
right
up.
now into Farmington Hills to a 2-acre place because she can't even keep up this place because I'm in her case all the time. Get off your ass. You're sitting in the house all day. Get out there and do something. You sleep all day and crawl the streets at night and live on welfare. Now what's going on? I see a picture wrong with this.
Well, thank you for letting us know.
I'm tired of people coming around my house
Sure.
and taking stuff. I don't make much money. I got a very small income. And what I do have, I invested in my home. And I'm just tired.
I don't know you.
And I catch somebody in my yard, what am I gonna do? Get 3 meals a day, because I'm not gonna have another thief around me. I'm tired of it. 2 things I don't like, a liar and a thief, and I can't stand either one of them.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, and if you don't believe how I live, I appreciate you coming to my home and looking at it, and seeing what I'm really saying, and seeing my
So,
opinion.
and I'm glad you came, because Officer Browning is, Mrs. Browning is very good. Director Browning, yeah, he'll
But I
take care of
invited you to my house before and told you, I'll show you the problems we got.
If you would like me to come to your house, I will come to your house this week. After this, leave me your phone number and I'll set a time up with you.
Through the chair.
Okay?
Through the chair, what's your address, Mr. Agnew?
18633 Harmon.
Got it. Thank you,
My
sir.
phone number is 381-8086.
Thank you, sir.
If I'm not at the house, leave a number and I'll call you back as soon as I get in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience who would like to come forward?
Hello. Hi. My name is Mary Zielinski. I live at 17257 Hannah. And April 22nd, you fixed the water main break that was under the sidewalk, which I appreciate. It's done, it's over with. However, that was 9 weeks ago. The ground is settled, and I would like to know when you're going to pour the cement in the remaining piece that you cut out. That's all I want to know is when you're going to do it.
She's on the list.
List?
When GB comes
Do you have
back.
a date?
I have no clue. I can get with them and find out.
I keep
GB doesn't
putting it,
pay for
it has to settle. We've been driving over it, it's settled, so
Is it your driveway or is your?
it's gravel.
Yeah, we-
But in your driveway area?
Just after the sidewalk.
Okay.
You have the approach, the sidewalk, and it's gravel.
Okay.
So I just wanted a date, that's all.
Yeah, you're on the list with GB Cement. I don't know when, I can call and find out when they're gonna do some more approaches.
Month, 2 months before winter.
I guarantee it'll be before winter.
You know, my husband even offered to pay for it if he gets reimbursed. If that's a possibility, I know I talked to you about it, but you said I would have to assume responsibility.
For a
But
sink, yeah, because when we dug it
it's
out.
been settled, though.
We dug down 14 feet. It was pouring down the rain, we repaired the water line.
Mhm.
It was nothing but soup that went back in there. So we have to wait for that, because it'll sink.
I understand that it's been 9 weeks now, and
Yeah.
I've seen
I
cement in the
understand.
area being poured.
Right, and that's,
And we've
GB's
been
got the
driving
list
back
of
and
that.
forth over it, so it's settled, so, I mean, if we can pour it ourselves and be reimbursed, maybe taking off our taxes, we'd be willing to do that. If we can get it done quicker that way.
The only problem I see with that is that we're required to go to bid. So we are contracted to our work through the lowest bidder.
Right.
So if it were a reimbursement, I would think that it wouldn't be able to exceed the amount that we would be charged.
Okay.
I can get pricing from GV.
Do you mind just calling them to see when she would be slated in? You know?
That's all. I mean, he just got a brand new snow blower last year, and if he ruins the snow blower because that gravel's there, I'll tell you what, he'll be down here.
Yeah, hopefully.
He just
it'll
wants it
snow
done before fall, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't wanna wait that long. I missed this last yard sale because of the gravel. I don't want anyone falling on it, so.
We'll be in touch with you this week.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
What was your address? 107.
257.
Anyone else in the audience that would like to come forward?
Good evening. Dennis Walker, 17961 Harmon. House same one, 17953. Just to let you know, somebody is in there kind of cutting a lawn. I would hope that they're not charging too much because I'd be asking for a refund. Because, you know, take a weed whip and, you know, tall weeds are still tall around the trees, around the building. I saw him take a weed whip and cut into, you know, these, what do they call them, grapes, look like grape leaves, grow on the fences. He cut the bottom part, some of the top, and through the middle. But anyway, they've had two guys out there doing assessments. So evidently your letter has caused something, I don't know what. Yeah, but that's it, so, quite seriously, if I cut my lawn that way, or I had my son cut the lawn that way, he'd be out raking it up, because I got little piles of grass and everything
Yeah, if
else.
they haven't
Yeah, I
cleaned it
know.
up, we'll send someone out there to get them again.
Well, that's, you know, that's it, but all I'm doing is saying, there has been some movement, it's like I said, I'm not sure what, but there has been some movement, so,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to come forward? Sure.
Can I talk from here?
Sure, I don't care.
There's property on Allen Road at Elizabeth. It's a, commercial, and they trimmed the trees and they just left it all there. It used to be Mike's Novelties, I think. It was yellow and then they painted it gray. It's looking real bad.
It was EDC property too, just recently the guy bought it, that's the one I was complaining about the quarter.
Our building inspector's been on there to get that cleaned up, so they're working on it. She said he's gonna be putting up a concrete wall, that's why they took the branches and tree trimmings down, so that they could account for that, so.
Okay.
Your Honor, he has a sign up though, free wood take, I don't think he's planned, I mean, we're 10 weeks into this and nobody's taking stuff.
Yeah.
All the good wood's gone, all that's left there is branches, that's all that's there.
I agree.
Did you have anything else?
That's all for now, thanks.
Okay. Anybody else in the audience who'd like to come forward? Okay. We have no public hearings. Communications from department heads, police chief?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have nothing on the agenda, but I have a bunch to say. The two new police cars were in as of Friday, came lettered. They're labeled car 66 and 67, black Ford Explorers. The officers seem to like them, so I think they'll be fairly popular with the road patrol. Car 63 was refurbished by Marathon at a Dodge dealership. That car was returned to us today. Looks almost brand new, but not exactly. Seems to run a whole lot better than it used to. I spoke with the gentleman from the Canine Academy regarding the new patrol dog. The class was supposed to start this month. He has pushed that back to August for the class. That wasn't just for us, it's for the class he was going to run, so he didn't push just us back, he pushed everybody back to August. Myself and the ordinance officer did an analysis of handicap signs in town. We had 27 handicap signs in front of houses. 5 of those Probation Officer Latz resigned his position on Friday. Public Safety Commission last Tuesday at their meeting approved departmental citations for Officer Lash, standing in the back, and Corporal London for their work done at the motel fire on Rock Road a number of months ago. They ended up pulling the gentleman out of one of the rooms who was disoriented and didn't realize the building was burning around him. And for the month of May, Officer Amber McGregor has been named the Officer of the Month. Got some notes from the previous complaints regarding the tall grass and the free wood sign. We'll have the ordinance officer take care of that tomorrow.
Does anyone have any questions for the chief?
Thank you.
Fire chief.
Good evening. Not a whole lot to report today. Our run volume for the month has been pretty much typical of our regular month's work. Just a couple of highlights though. We did have our recent muscular dystrophy fund drive over the course of last month, and we were actually out and about the Melvindale days, and I want to thank the citizens of Melvindale who wound up raising almost $10,000 for the MDA over the course of a week and a half. So thank you for the support on that. Also, I'm happy to inform the council that I was called by Congressman Dingell's office today, and we are being awarded a $414,000 grant. I don't have the specifics of the grant yet. We're not getting an official award until Friday, but it's earmarked for basically all firefighter equipment, safety equipment. We did put in for a exhaust removal system for Station 5 here, so I think that's going to be part of it from my best estimates of what we can decipher from the application. But we will be receiving that on Friday, so I will keep the council posted on that. But really the last thing I wanted just to remind, just more of an FYI for residents, we've had a kind of a rash of garage fires recently, and we're finding a lot of people are either barbecuing or grilling or deep frying stuff in their garage lately. I don't know what's been. We've had a kind of a rash of them, so I just want to remind citizens that it's not the best method. So if anyone has any questions or anything, our fire marshal is always happy to come out and meet the residents. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Public Works and Water Director.
Mayor, council. Just got two things tonight. I'll do the first, easy one. We have dumpsters at DPW yard. Everybody dumps in. I have ceased all dumping. It costs us $300 every time to dump that dumpster. 6 to 8 times a week, 9 times. It's a lot of money. So I'd like to start charging a fee for $15 to dump there, to help cut some of the costs. Be a big help. Because we can't keep doing it like that.
Through the chair, what gets dumped in those dumpsters?
Dang it.
I mean, is
Grass,
it just,
sinks, anybody comes in there dumps whatever they want.
If you look at the dumpster at McGinnity, if it's, for instance,
Yeah.
what people
People
probably
put
will
in there.
dump in any dumpster that
Yeah.
they're. can
Any
get their
dumpster that's
hands on
open, I have to put a
anytime.
lock on that one.
Through the chair, why are we allowing that? We pay for,
They've been allowing dumping for a long time.
we pay for bulk disposal, part of our plan through waste management. Our residents are allowed to go to the Riverview, so I don't know why we're allowing that.
Yeah, it's been like that for a while, but I put a stop to it.
Well, I think it's something that came to his attention, like I have to commend Director Browning because he has like managed to find parts for things, take parts off other things. He has really utilized every possible resource he could to save money there, to conserve, and to get things operating. And this was just another thing that he saw that he felt was wasteful. And I have to agree because there's some days that they have the same person come through 3 times a day, and you could essentially, yeah.
Yeah, they fill it
Don't
quite
let
a
them
bit.
at all.
I'm sorry?
Forget the fees, don't let them at all.
Nobody's there to watch it all the time.
Oh, okay.
You know, so if they come to City Hall and buy a permit, $15 to go do it. Other than that, I'm gonna have to lock the gate, because that's an awful
50
expense.
bucks for a permit to let, for an extended period or?
Just for one load.
I like the
What they got to go. That's not expensive. You go
No,
to
I
regular
agree, I
companies,
just wanna make sure it wasn't
Lock the gate.
unlimited.
Well, we got people coming for, I can't pass out keys. You know what, it's a no-win situation. If I lock it, they can't come and dump
So
it
literally,
downstairs.
people are just going into our
Oh, yeah,
lot
when I
and
get
just
back,
saying, "Oop."
when I go back to the yard, I got people throwing the toilets in there, sinks in there, beds, you name it.
We
Everything.
have like the biggest garbage thing there is. Like cities don't even do what we do for Wednesday, you know, our garbage days.
Right.
They pick up
Any-
everything. We're
pretty
one of
much.
the only cities that pick up everything. Why
Pretty
are
much.
they coming to
And
our
all the
city?
parks too, we, the youth leagues paid to, they swapped out the dumpsters for ones that lock. And obviously, we borrow the fields from the city, so we, the baseball field at DeLuca and football field at McGinty, we paid for that. And they just broke the tops off and they fill them up. And,
Yeah.
The one we just did for football's broken up?
yeah, they ripped the top right off.
It's full.
It's, for about the last 3 weeks, it was about 3 times higher than the top filled up. It's the guy 3 houses down.
That cost
he's doing
$150.
construction. Yeah, I know.
Okay, let's stay on task.
Sorry.
That's
It's
it.
expensive.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Lock the gate.
Director Browning is looking for a motion to charge a $15 fee per dump for the dumpster at the DPW yard. Does anyone like to make that motion?
I will make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
I know we already had some discussion. Is there any more discussion?
Yes.
Don't you think we should bump it up a little more?
I'd say 25.
Well, for $15 a load, because you got some people that come in.
That's dirt cheap, yeah.
That's very cheap, but if they come in 3 or 4 loads, it's gonna add up. And we can regulate it.
Yeah, through the
So will they fill a whole dumpster up in 2 or 3 loads?
I get 2 of them, so there's no problem.
Through the chair, that's fine,
15
that's
is
what I was gonna
not-
ask.
One at a
$50.
time. Hold on.
Through the chair, I was gonna ask, how will you regulate that, because nobody's gonna be there? I mean,
Well-
first of all, I wish I'd have known there was dumping down there. How about you folks? Yeah, somebody has been
Yeah, we can have,
encroaching on our,
we got somebody staying in the garage right now,
okay,
and they can watch it,
yeah.
no problem. If I'm there doing paperwork, I always see somebody coming in, and that's when I get up and I go and tell them.
Yeah, I know. I just wanna make sure that we can,
Yeah, we will
Make sure
have
that
somebody
we-
there. If not, I like the gate.
yeah.
They can come down to City Hall, pay the $15, call me on the phone, I can go back open the gate, that's no problem.
Right.
But we gotta put some kind of regulation on it.
On the gate, telling them that they're gonna have to go to City Hall first to get a.
Oh, yeah, I can put a sign, that's no problem. But we got a sign up there right now, says no dumping.
Yep.
You get the whole city there.
Well, with that being said, we also should put some form of, penalty for dumping without that permit.
Oh, yeah.
Along with the,
If this passes, I'm gonna ask that we authorize the Corporation Council to amend our ordinance to include the dumpster so that they can be ticketed if they're caught doing illegal dumping.
and how much would that fine be?
$500, yeah, it's literally.
$500.
Oh, okay.
Through the chair, when she's looking over that ordinance, can she look for all the parks? Because our city parks are.
That's the same thing with yours.
That's a great
I know
idea.
that for a fact.
Yeah, we have 4 different parks that the minute they dump them, it's filled up.
And we put a new lock on yours.
And the fees for the lock. It's
Yeah.
$150 per lock.
Through the chair, I have a question. That just went out of my head. Right now, how do we even know those people dumping are even Melvindale residents? They
They're not,
could be
because they
from
go on Wednesdays.
BFD.
Exactly.
They're not, because I mean, at Wednesdays, that's not garbage day. They can dump anything they want on their curb. It's not even people from our city.
I understand that, but most of the people that I've talked to live here.
Oh, you know, yeah.
So we're gonna only limit the permit to Melvindale.
No, exactly.
Residents.
Absolutely.
Just our residents, that's it.
So do you want your motion to be amended for Melvindale residents only?
Yes.
And would you like to amend your support?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
Yes.
Balderas, yes, Marcy,
Yes.
Cybulski,
Yes.
So I would like to also ask for a motion to direct Corporation Council to amend the Melvindale Code of Ordinances, section 23 through 57, revising the lawn cutting and cleanup rates along with adding dumpster fee charges.
So moved. Support.
discussion? Call the vote?
Hess?
Yes.
LeVey?
Yes.
Alderis?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Cybolski?
Yes. Okay, now the big one. Section 23-57. Fees for cutting residential grass. I'd like to get that raised. Most cities are charging $300. And I agree with these gentlemen here, and I've been through the city. It takes more to cut it than what we're charging. Manpower, everything.
What are our current rates? I know we.
$75 for the first cut clean, that's hauling debris and everything. If you're doing that, it takes a good 2 to 3 hours. I have one house we're at for 5 hours, cleaning the debris and everything. I say maybe $300 across the board, you're gonna get some of these people cutting their grass. That's the only way to do it. Then you're gonna save money, we won't have to have as many temps and everything else. You gotta hit them hard to get it cleaned up.
Through the chair, to be honest with you, the prices that we have right now, I'm thinking about not cutting my grass, because it costs me
Exactly.
to cut anyhow.
I won't have Linda come.
You guys come on down.
I won't have Linda come.
And Mr. B back there in the back, he probably won't like that, the whole thing is.
Hey, yeah.
It is, I mean, it's
It's
ridiculous.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And I believe that after you were warned once, and I don't know how you guys can get a handle on being either warned or told, the fine should come immediate after that.
Exactly. Like I say, the $300, hit them with a ticket, they're gonna learn, they're gonna start cleaning up their yard. Then we'll get rid of a lot of these people that's not cutting their grass and cleaning it up.
And so we're looking for a motion to amend ordinance, the fines for, how should I word this, will you help me, Corporation Counsel?
Well, another motion to direct Corporation Council to amend the fee schedule for the lawn cutting cleanup rates
To $300?
to 300 for everything. First cut?
First cut, 300, and tack 100 on every time after that. People's gonna start cleaning it up.
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion?
Sorry, just through the chair, I guess, I know you're saying 300, but some of these, as they're larger, the fee is it's higher, and I think it
Yeah,
it should be
it goes
according
up.
to size, follow the current schedule, but, yeah,
Oh, yeah, if it's bigger, you can go higher.
okay.
No, that's all right, if it's a bigger lot, go higher. What was that?
I just want to make a statement on this, is that we've had multiple residents here tonight, and most of the complaints are about the grass or properties not being kept up on.
Exactly.
And I think this will do good to get them over.
I think these gentlemen won't be coming in complaining if we start doing that. We're just gonna start cleaning their
We'll
yards.
have some money to pay our employees.
Exactly.
Through the chair, I'd just like to know how much, those tickets that get handed out, how much do we collect on that? When you were ticketing,
Is that a third?
Yeah.
A third based on what the fine,
The fine.
the prosecutor or the judge
Right.
puts out.
so do you collect like 80% of the tickets you pass out, that you handed out?
Through the chair,
Third.
the officers, when they give a ticket out, that's one thing. That's an ordinance ticket, that's a fine. What he's talking about, if I'm not mistaken, is the actual cut. That can immediately go on the tax rolls. So we will get paid for that no matter what.
Exactly.
The ticket's only as good as the enforcement of it, and the thing is, if
Exactly.
you've got a person that doesn't care, they'll have a benchmark put on them and they don't
Yeah,
care. So
I've had that happen when I was doing ours. Put together like that right here. It's gonna clean up the city. We're gonna make some money. What are you doing?
Any other discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess?
Yes.
LeVey?
Yes.
Alderis? Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Cybolski?
Yes.
we'll get it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Signs done.
City administrator.
5 seconds.
All right. Good evening. As you know, or most of you know, the ice arena is being converted or transitioned into an indoor multi-purpose athletic facility. And to do this, there's some cost to it and there's a large expense. We are able to do this, get some funding through the county. So with that being said, I request a motion to to approve the agreement between the County of Wayne and the City of Melvindale and the Melvindale Building Authority for improvements to the Melvindale Ice Arena as presented to council, and to authorize the mayor to sign the agreement on behalf of the city.
Support.
Any discussion?
Can you explain how much funding and how it's gonna work?
Yes, the funding will be roughly $50,000, and we will get it in 2 installments. One very soon of approximately $25,000, and then later in the year, in the fall, in October, we get another $25,000.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
And there's like a plan on what that all has to go to,
It's for the second surface for turf in the arena. It's specifically earmarked for that.
and there's any additional costs beyond that?
At the arena, yes. The transition will be, it will exceed the $50,000 for the county. We wouldn't be able to do the transition without the county.
I know, but do we know, like, is it coming out of the general fund, the overage, where is that coming from?
At this point, the general fund would have to help with these expenditures to get additional equipment in there, bowling nets, soccer nets, adjust the lighting for the indoor soccer. But we are selling some assets. We have not done that yet. We're trying. We're hoping that most of the cost, the additional cost, will be offset by the sale of these assets, which would be the Zambonis, ice
Right.
skates, hockey equipment, et cetera.
Which is, I'll make sure we have a plan.
Local business.
Well, a plan that we're aware of as well.
A local business donated.
Is there any other discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess? Yes. LeVey?
Yes.
Balderas? Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Cybulski?
Yes.
Also, to get this moving, I request a motion to waive the waiting period and right to rescind this motion for approval of the agreement and authority for the mayor to sign the agreement.
So moved.
Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess?
Yes.
LeVey?
Yes.
Balderas? Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Cybulski?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Corporation Council.
I have 2 things tonight, but I'm requesting a motion to recess into closed session under MCL 15.268C for the purpose of strategy and negotiations connected with the collective bargaining agreement, and also to recess under MCL 15.268E for the purpose of consulting with, with City Council regarding settlement strategy in connection with a pending litigation.
So moved.
Motion.
Support.
Do you want to do this at the end, or do you want to recess right now?
vote?
I will be requesting a vote.
I would say we do it now.
I would support that.
I don't believe it's gonna take too long.
Okay. Call the vote, please.
Hess?
Yes.
LeVey?
Yes.
Balderas? Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Cybulski?
Yes.
We will be back.
Folks will be back shortly.
So moved.
Support.
Does that work?
Motion to number
Support? Or so moved?
Support.
Call the vote, please.
Hess?
Yes.
LeVey?
Yes.
Balderas?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Cybulski?
Yes.
Okay. Then the last thing I have is a motion to approve the collective bargaining agreement between the City of Melvindale and the Melvindale Police Supervisors Association Police Officers Labor Council Agreement dated from January 1st, 2013 to December 31st, 2016, as presented to City Council.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Marcy, supported by Cybulski. Any discussion? Call the vote.
Hess?
Yes.
LeVey?
Yes.
Balderas? Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Cybulski?
Yes.
Thank you, that's all I have.
City Treasurer.
Yes, I need a motion to receive and place on file my May treasurer's report.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by LeVey, supported by Hess. Any discussion? Call the vote.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
Yes.
Calderas,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Cybulski.
Yes.
And Brian is back from vacation and is getting ready to start printing the summer tax bills. That'll probably be in the mail on June the 30th is what they're hoping for. So watch your mailbox for your wonderful summer tax bill.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
City clerk.
I have nothing that needs attention. I just wanted to just let everyone know that election preparations for our August 5th election are well underway. City clerk's office has been busy getting all of the documents that we need to get out to the county, doing our own training. And then we actually started training today for our election inspectors that are going to be working in all the precincts, taking them through the electronic poll book, which, like I explained again, is just a computer that checks in all of the voters. It makes it really easy and fast to get those results at the end of the night and send them over to the county. So we did that today. It took about 3.5 hours, our first session, and we'll have about 5 or 6 more of those because we can only accommodate 5 stations, 5 inspectors at a time. So I've kind of taken over the conference room for the next couple of weeks. So just want to let everyone know. That's all.
Okay. Council members and commission liaisons, EDC, Matt Ball. Matthew, what would you prefer? Mr. Matthew.
Matthew Ball, 19084 Harmon, EDC Chair. At this time, I'd like to go through and bring the City Council up on what we've accomplished over at EDC last couple months. We have been selling property for development. So we have a tentative agreement with Holly Construction for the roughly 14 lots on Francis by Norfolk. They are as a proposed shop building or warehouse building, and then a 4,000 square foot office. We have sold to Industry One a couple lots on Francis between Oakwood and Leo. That is a proposed parking lot, and we're hoping that they're going to go this way, a new office building. They're thinking of putting a new office there and taking down their old office. We also sold the property next to Miracle Sign. They're going to use that as a parking lot. Which then says, okay, I'm now letting the City Council know that the EDC has some interest, if there is other properties that the city is looking at and saying, they're city-owned properties and we'd like to try to go through and work with them to get developed. We are working with Wayne County EDC and reaching out to the Michigan EDC to see what other things are available for development. So it becomes a little more critical to know what we've got that we can try to develop. So if there is any city-owned property, okay, I'd be interested in hearing about it. Okay. I have a couple of examples, but I'll let you guys see if you can come up with any good. I also drove by down Francis, and I did go through and chat with our Public Works Director. For what it's worth, a few years ago, the EDC worked with the city to go through and make it so that the city's DPW department was cutting the EDC lots the same as they cut the city-owned lots. The EDC is paying that, okay, at the agreed-on rate from them, and we are hoping that that contract continues, okay? The director does not have an issue with it continuing, but I have noticed that some of the lots aren't being cut quite as well as some of the city-owned lots. So, okay, if you guys are going to pull that from us, then we'll need to go through, obviously, and put that out for bid to get private contractors. But if you're interested in going through and keeping it, we would prefer to keep it through the city, because that way the EDC money is still staying with us.
How many lots are you?
That was one of his questions that he asked me, so I don't have a list on.
So are you saying we're cutting them, just not properly, aesthetically, as we would be our city? No, and I'm okay if that's what you're saying, I just want to make sure it's clear.
Francis, in those 14 lots that we sold to Holly or have done an agreement on, that we have agreed to continue to maintain until close, they're hip deep. Okay, they cut about half of, the front half of them, but they didn't cut the back half of them. So, okay, he's gonna take a look at it and see what he can do to get that taken care of. Okay, but I also didn't want to make it so that, I heard Councilman LeVay talk about that EDC property where the tree got cut down. I don't have that on my list of EDC properties, so I don't know if that's one that we used to own that we sold. Okay, all right. But I don't want to have it so that I come in and have a resident say that the EDC lot's not being cut right. So that was my concern.
To the chair, you don't have a list of the lots that are yours.
I don't have the list with me. So, okay, there is a list.
But in turn, the lots, which lots are you specifically?
The ones that I
owned by
drove,
Francis?
the ones that I drove by this weekend were the ones on Francis, and that was the ones that I wanted to go through and chat about. Okay, so that's why it was on my list.
Okay.
Since you guys went to closed session, I was able to go through and chat with them while you guys were out of the room.
Oh.
But if you, as the council, look at it and say that you want to pull that, then, all right, well, we need to know. It has been being done that way for the last couple of years.
Okay.
You know, and, you know, in March, we looked at, voted that we were gonna continue to do it that way. But you guys had said no.
Personally, I'd continue to do it that way. I think it's our.
I was gonna say, if I'm paying somebody $20 to cut a lot, I might as well pay us to cut it.
Well, Mr. Well, we raised our price to 300.
That's right. Tell them, Carl. Go ahead. If it's tall, we'll fix it.
Okay. It's my understanding that ADC is paying the same price to the DPW as the city does. Okay. Any other questions?
Oh, we can raise that.
While you're up here, I just want to mention that we are part of a few other cities that are getting a multi-million-dollar grant to develop our industrial areas of the city.
Okay.
So, Matt being on the, Matthew. Oh,
Matt's fine.
Okay. I don't know, I'm struggling with that today.
I understand.
We're gonna be meeting with Wayne County Edge to get all the specifics, and then just come back to report to council on what's.
July 11th.
Yeah. So probably, not the second meeting in July, we'll have an update on that. Just, we'll know more like what we're getting and what the specifics of how it's entailed with industrial and things like that.
Is that an open meeting with other cities, or is it just
No.
with
Just with the County Edge program.
county?
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, council members, Councilman
I don't believe I have anything at the moment. My son graduated and very excited, but sorry I did not have been here last meeting. Not really, I really enjoyed where I was, but.
Councilman LeVay,
Have nothing here.
Councilwoman Boldres,
I have nothing, but as usual, thank you all for coming out tonight.
Councilman Marcy,
I don't know.
Councilman Cybolski.
Hope everybody enjoyed Melvindale Days. Fireworks were pretty good. Everybody had a good time. And thanks for coming out tonight.
Okay, under my portion, there's, I'm not sure if you guys got it in your packets or not, but it's from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Adventist Church, yeah. They sent a letter asking if we could approve this. They would like to go doing door-to-door missionary work during the months of June, July, and August in Melvindale. The activities that their young people will be involved in include seeking to place literature in each home that will accept it, enabling residents to give a donation to young people to help further their education, offering Bible study programs to those interested, praying with individuals that desire prayer, interesting individuals in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So they're asking for permission to go door to door for the next 3 months. Would anyone like to make that motion?
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Marcy, supported by Cybalski. Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess?
Yes.
LeVay?
No.
Balderas?
Can you reread?
They want to do door-to-door missionary work for June, July, and August, to seek and place literature in each home that will accept it, enabling residents to give donations to young people to help further their education, offer Bible study programs to those interested, pray with individuals that desire prayer, interesting individuals in the Seventh-day Church.
Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Cybulski?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, commission liaisons. I put this on here because I just wanted to talk about it for a minute. I know that everybody signed up for a commission. So what I would like to see happen, because I was approached by a commissioner stating that, I don't know, they just have feelings like we don't know what they're doing and what's happening and things like that. So if you could all just remember when you go to those meetings, to just give a few-minute report or account of like what occurred at that meeting, just so everyone's up to date. That would be helpful. So that's all there is with that. Councilman Cybulski a couple meetings ago said, you know, we need an action plan with some scenarios once we receive the budget. And I thought a lot about that, and I agree with that. Our final budget number should be in to be presented. Audit numbers, sorry, thank you. For probably next month's meeting, would you say?
Oh, yeah.
For presentation?
Yeah.
But the way that it's looking now is that our expenditures, we spent less than last year, preliminary numbers. Our revenues are less than last year as well. So he's right, we're going to need some action plans because we are not going to be in compliance with our deficit elimination plan as it appears now. So that's going to spark the Treasury. And I really have thought a lot about what sort of action we could take beyond everything that we've already done. And I think that as a group, we need to maybe look at retiree health care. I think we're going to have to look at pay cuts, things that are very unfavorable, but I think we're at the point where we're not going to have much choice. So I will be making some recommendations, and council can do what they wish, but we're just trying to stay operational. It would have been helpful to get that advertising tax, because it was such a nominal amount, to be able to do so much, because right now our computers at the arena can't even accept credit cards. So we don't have any software, we don't have things that could really help with the advertising and pushing of emails, things like that. So that's somewhere where we're gonna have to, because like I said before, they asked what our plan B was for the arena, and the turf is the plan B. If we can't make that work, then, you know, we have to be able to make that bond payment. It's very important. The other thing is, a resident called me last week about water usage. And I don't know if council wants to take any action on it. I spoke with our city engineer, and by ordinance, we require that you pay for 10-unit minimum whether you use it or not. So we have about 355 residents that use less than 10 units per cycle. And of those, we have about 230 that use less than 9. So I'd say that one's like between 9 and 10. I don't know if we can afford to change that. I also have some concerns how you are living in a house only using 1 unit of water per cycle. So maybe we need to look at those houses to make sure there's not a problem with meters or things like that. But I did tell this resident, because she asked me to give her a quote for Channel 7 News when she called to talk about how outrageous it was paying for 10 units a cycle. So I gave her a quote, and I said I would bring it to you guys if you wanted to do anything with it, or if you wanted to keep it status quo.
How many units did you say she uses?
I don't know how many she uses. I didn't pull her I just went through and had Amber run me a report of how many residents use less than 10, and there's three. Yeah, 2,131 households, 355 use less than 10, which is about 16%. But of that, like I said, it's probably more like about 12 or 11% because the others are using, a lot of them are using 9. So it's pretty close. But just something to think about. She's calling me tomorrow, she promised me, so I want to make sure I told you about this to see what your feelings were, or that sort of thing. The Planning Commission meeting next month, we'll have the shredder on the agenda. So as promised, when I find out shredder information, I am sharing it. So if you want to attend that to get information on that, mark your calendars for that. And that is all I have. At this time, it's our second audience participation. If anyone in the audience would like to come forward. You could just state your name and address, please.
Good evening. My name is Andy Zarecki. I live at 17414 Hannah, Melvindale. And as a citizen and person that grew up in the city, went to school here, I'd like to know if the city could make arrangements to try and reschedule the Melvindale days. Reasoning. Competition with the surrounding cities, we're losing a lot of responsible people and kids to come and join in on that time with neighboring cities of Allen Park and such.
Straight up.
And myself, being in there, seeing myself taking my daughter down there, we've lost probably a good amount of people for these last 3 to 4 years. The only reason that probably the city makes a good reputation towards us is the last part of this evening is Sunday with the fireworks. The contractor, whoever it is, that's what they're dealing, and they don't want us to try and work around to set up a better arrangement for that. I think the city needs to find a better sponsor or contractor to work with the city.
I agree with you, and I can tell you that our contract is up with our current carnival person, and they had us locked into that date, so we are shopping and trying to renegotiate the dates of that, because it's hard for the kids to have to get up the next day for school, things like that, so you're absolutely right.
And just being down there as a resident myself and being around with the city, like I said, it's nice to see that good turnout that was down there Sunday evening before the fireworks, but for the other nights, just as well as the last few years, it put a big damper on this city. Very
And
big.
they're at Cabrini.
Correct.
I mean, our Melvindale residents are choosing Cabrini over, and that's okay.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but I did question this, and I found that out that the contractor was on a time yearly thing, and hopefully that it would do, because this would make the city really for the better into that. As well as seeing my friends and people I know from school and other kids and seeing them with my daughter and that, it was nice to see more of the people from the city down there that were.
Right.
I'm sure the city would see a lot more.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to come forward? Okay, payment of a, oh, yes.
So the date is July 11th, about the shredder?
Whatever the normal planning commission meeting is. July 11th is on a Friday, so that's gonna be.
Second Wednesday.
July 9th.
9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, payment of approved bills.
I move to receive and place on file invoices and cover sheet and to authorize the payment of the approved invoices totaling $557,400.97 and the electronic transfers totaling $118,831.02.
Support. Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess.
Yes.
LeVey.
Yes.
Alderos.
Yes.
Marcy.
Yes.
Cybulski.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn?
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night. Thank you all for coming.